From Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends, produced by Michael Leonetti. Sandy Kastel has been entertaining audiences for years on stage, screen, radio, and television. And for the next 60 minutes, she'll be talking with local and international performers, artists, authors, celebrities, and more, with special features like women in music and arts, shopping at Smith's, cooking with Chef Michael, and staying fit and fabulous forever. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and good morning, and welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. Our special guests today are Mari Rose, author, yes, and she is so much more. Also, we have the Vegas Unwrapped team of Ricky Cash and Aaron King, and they are going to reveal for us some unwrapped treasures. So, Chef Michael, what do you have prepared for us today?
Oh, I got a lot of good things. I'm happy here to be in the studio, and it's really, I'm sitting next to Aaron Phillips and Ricky Cash from Vegas Unwrapped, and we also have here today
Jessica Mesley from Be Self-Empowered.
Yes, and she's a karate, jiu-jitsu martial artist that actually knocked out Chuck Norris a couple days ago. And then we have the great author,
Mari Rose.
Mari Rose. It's Mari Rose, my darling, light a rose, my sweet. I feel like singing right now. Since one night when the stars danced above, I'm old. It's a shame, I don't have the look anymore, but the voice is still there. What? So how do you feel?
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, I'm feeling good. How you feel, sweetheart?
I feel wonderful.
Boy, I sure miss you. It's always nice looking at your beautiful smile, especially when we're on TV. What else is going on with you? You want me to do a recipe?
I'm waiting for your special recipe, Michael.
All right, well, how long do you want this recipe to be?
As long as you want it to be. About 2 seconds is good for me.
Oh, in that case, that's good. That's called ETA surprise. Well, let me ask you.
Well, I don't know. Why don't you find out what our guests would like to hear about?
All right, well, it's funny. I got to say something real quick. I took Ricky Cash and Aaron Phillips to the Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
On where the hell was it at? It was the Chinese buffet, Kung Found's Chinese buffet, all you can eat, $7.95 on. Yeah, Kung Found's. That's what it was named, and it was on Charleston. We walked in, and Aaron Phillips walked up to the table where they have the crab legs, and says, "I want to show you what I can do to this table." These guys sat down and ate. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not go to Kung Found's because they closed the joint down. These guys ate like you would not believe. But the worst part of it, they bit a wall on the way out. That's how hungry these guys were. Well, let me tell you something. I'm over here with some great guests, as you can see and you can know. I'm over here with our engineer, Ryan, and John Stiles, our buddy. Tonight's the big night, folks. Sienna's Italian Trattoria. We're going to be swinging tonight, having a great time. Now, let me ask you a question, Miss Rose. I know you like Italian food.
Absolutely.
And your nationality is?
I'm Spanish, French, Indian.
Oh, really?
That's all right.
Oh, my God in heaven. I knew an Indian person who kept saying, some. They were pounding, some. They kept saying some. And I said to the Indian guy, Indians don't say some, they say how. He said, me no how. We want some. No, anyway, and he was in an Italian restaurant. So
what was in the bag?
I don't know what was in the bag. So let me ask you a question, if I may, with respect. Mm-hmm. If you're sitting in an Italian restaurant, what is your favorite Italian dish?
Oh, I would think some type of fettuccine, some kind of cream sauce with fettuccine. Maybe a little bit of shrimp, a lot of basil, heavy on the garlic.
Heavy on the garlic. Well, let me give you, would you like a, Miss Rose said fettuccine. Well, let me explain to you. Ladies and gentlemen, fettuccine is the pasta.
Absolutely.
It's a kind of a thick pasta. I always like going with linguine. Don't ask me why. It's a little bit small. It's thinner. It's thinner. But would you like a fettuccine Alfredo? Would you like a shrimp Alfredo? What would you like?
A shrimp Alfredo.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me carefully. You go to Smith's on Durango. Ask for Tom Stunick. He's the general manager. Tell him Chef Michael sent you. Okay?
What about me? Am I chopped liver?
No, you're not chopped liver. You're liver chopped.
I know. I stole that from Barbara. What can I say?
So what happens is that you go to the meat department and you get 3 pounds. This is for 4 people. 3 pounds of shrimp. Get the big ones. Don't get the small ones. Spend the money and get yourself a good dish. If you're going to eat a shrimp dish, don't go cheap. Go the difference and go for the $9 a pound and get yourself 3 pounds of the jumbo shrimp.
The big ones.
The big ones. Now what you do, everybody, listen carefully. You get your shells and you peel them. Once all the shells are peeled, and I would suggest for you to take off the tail, because a lot of people leave the tail on. Take the tail off. When you got a jumbo shrimp like that, split it in half. Fillet it. When you take it off and you devein it, instead of leaving that big gigantic shrimp, cut it in half. So if you got 15 shrimp, now you got 30 pieces. Because shrimp takes precisely 1.5 minutes, no less than 2 minutes to cook. You fry your shells in the oil.
That's where you get your flavor.
Thank you, Sandy.
Right.
And the oil will turn orange. When you're done that, then you get your shrimp. You fry your shrimp in that. The minute the shrimp turns, take the shrimp out. Don't leave it in there to cook, because the longer the shrimp cooks, you can put it in your shoe and you'll chew on it for like 1.5 years.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, take it out. Then you add, ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. You add your cream or your milk. You add 2 yolks of an egg. What the yolk of an egg does, it tightens it up. You add your parsley, fresh garlic, butter. Then put the shrimp back in there, pour it over the linguine or fettuccine. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a taste that will to die for. Not that many people know about cooking the shells. That's the hook. Wow. And that's my recipe, ladies and Gentiles, monkeys and reptiles. That is my recipe for today. And I'm sitting here with Erin Phillips and Ricky Cash, and these are 2 ugly guys. I love it. But anyway, I love them both. No, I'm only kidding you.
Well, that's not a nice thing to say,
listen,
Michael.
I am a funny guy.
You know, you may think you can get away with saying anything.
Yeah, I can say anything I want.
No,
why? Because I'm a Jew, and I'm proud of it.
Stop it. Listen, if you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. Call us at 702-731-1230 and ask Chef Michael about his South Philadelphia recipes.
Yeah.
He keeps giving us his wonderful secrets to success cooking Italian with only 4 spices you have in your kitchen right now.
Right.
You can also watch Chef Michael prepare 5 dishes on Shopping at Smith's on YouTube. And stay posted for more about our upcoming TV show, where Chef Michael will go into the kitchen with Tuscany Grill's very own chef, Jerry Borman, and he will prepare a favorite recipe just for you. And of course, Jerry will prepare some of his desserts, which are wonderful.
Yes.
Also, you can watch Sandy Kastel and Friends on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Except you haven't been saying too much on Twitter lately.
You know, I got to tell you something. I want to thank a public thanks to Diana Fox. She handles all that. I don't know.
Well,
I'm from the old school.
All of it,
I don't know that
Michael,
stuff.
you got to put your personal touch to it. You can't just turn it over to somebody else.
Sweetheart,
you know?
I don't have the time.
You don't have the time. Or
The ingenuity
inclination.
between me getting up in the morning and making you breakfast every day.
Hey.
Cleaning the
Breakfast,
house.
I only got bacon. Anyway, so you can also find out more about us
What
on our
guy
website.
does that? I want to know what man gets up in the morning.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
They can also find out more about us at sandycastelandfriends.com. sandycastelandfriends.com. Please go there. But first of all, we are going to start off, and we already did, with a special recipe from Chef Michael. And also, you know, you guys are here again.
I love them,
Every
guys.
Wednesday, we've got you here, and we are looking forward to having you on the TV show.
Yay! Now you're talking.
I know. You know what we're going to have to do, though? We're going to have to find some sponsors for you to clothe you. To clothe you, because we're going to have a wardrobe, you know, that is
You got to go to
provided
Lamonica Tent
for Ricky Cash and Erin Phillips.
As long as it's the big men's category, I'm fine.
Well, you know, there's a lots of great stores around here. Really, seriously, you know, you're going to have to start talking to some of your friends, places where you go shopping, and talk to them about providing your wardrobe for the TV show. Because Chef Michael, we've got to go over and visit Mastriani's. Mastriani's, not the restaurant, but the nice. They have all those tuxes, and they have those suits, and they have. Phones off.
Phones off, everybody. Everybody, phones off.
Yeah, Chef Michael. Chef Michael.
Phones off.
You know
what we got to do, Sandy?
What do we have to do?
Because Erin Phillips, I joke around, I say about the Jews, all that stuff, because they got a special place in my heart. We need to go to the Bagel. What's some of the places that we go?
Bagel Cafe.
Bagel Cafe. We need to go there. Chef Michael needs to go there so we can shoot something.
Should you?
To show them how to make a good corned
Easy
beef
for him to
sandwich,
say,
the
huh?
lox and bagels. You know, it ain't just Italian food.
No, my favorite is pastrami. But, I do like mayonnaise on mine.
Oh, my God. I made her, I got to tell you
That's
something, everybody.
sacrilegious.
Well, I know, but I am not Jewish, and I do like mayonnaise. And I don't know what it is about, but you
When
guys
she
always
put mayonnaise
tease me
on a meatball, that
about
was it
putting
for me.
mayonnaise on a meatball
My
sandwich.
grandmother would have died. She'd have
But
turned
my
over in her
mother-
grave.
But my mother was from Vernon, Texas, and that's the way they did it down in Vernon,
Absolutely.
Vernon, Texas.
is
That's
like
right.
my place. Mayonnaise is a
That's
big
right.
thing.
Mayonnaise went on everything.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Mayonnaise sandwiches all by themselves.
Yeah, and
a little bit of,
I know. Yeah, just mayonnaise is good, and some tomatoes, a little salt and pepper.
Yes.
And also even the French toast I prepared differently than Chef Michael does, because remember you guys were watching the way he did it a couple weeks ago, and we're going to be doing that again on our TV. And Michael, can you learn how to turn off a phone? He doesn't know how.
And you want me to work Twitter? Forget about it. You nuts?
Yeah, right. Well, today is a very special day, as you were saying earlier. Tonight at Sienna's Authentic Italian. Oh, Sienna's Italian Authentic. Sienna's Italian Authentic Trattoria. Everybody together now. Trattoria with Giancarlo and Jackie. Fazzabella, right? Isn't that Fazzabella? Beautiful face.
Who?
Bella Fazza.
Bella Fazza? What the hell are you nuts? Bella Fazza? You just cursed my mother.
I did not.
You said my mother can't make meatballs. That's what you said.
No, but anyway.
One dia Bella Vaccia. Avaccia.
Bella Vaccia.
Bella means beautiful. Avaccia means face.
Excuse me.
One dia Bella
Anyway, I'm American. What can I say? Anyway, tonight we have the great Jimmy Mullador playing with us. Jimmy Mullador, the legendary saxophonist. He's a jazz saxophonist, and I got to tell you, my dad's a jazz man too. And he plays, but he mostly plays with the big bands and the orchestras. And he says, Jimmy's a different kind of he's the real jazz. What?
Go ahead.
You're raising your hand.
No,
You're raising your hand. There was another gentleman that is no longer. He's no longer here with us anymore. But Jack Montrose, Zena's husband.
How about Jack at the Beanstalk?
Jack
He ain't here
Montrose
with
was
us either.
another great jazz musician, jazz saxophonist. I don't know what you're talking about, Michael. I watch the show on YouTube and then I see what he's saying while I'm talking, because I can't really pay attention to him while I'm doing this. But anyway, we've got some great guests here today. We've got Mari Rose. Mari, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you for having me.
Good. It's so good to see you. And I'm sorry, I don't have your name in front of me, so.
No, Jessica Mesley.
Jessica Mesley, thank you. And I heard that you knocked out Chuck Norris?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Michael.
Yes, you did. Listen, he's an old guy washed up out with his ass. You can beat him. You can beat him. I know you can.
Maybe he was on that machine,
That's what it was, honey. He was on the machine.
Doing one of his commercials. So anyway, it says, be self-empowered, self-defense. So this is self-defense. Be self-empowered. Oh, my gosh. So you teach people how to take care of themselves?
Actually, our instructor, Keith Hale, is the mastermind behind this.
Okay.
And we're just very excited to bring this to the Las Vegas Valley. And we're going to try to empower our everyday women to gain confidence and that knowledge and try to ensure one less victim in our society or nationwide.
You need to talk with Susan McKinney because also she does self-defense too for women.
Nice.
And she moved here from Texas about a year ago, and she's one of our WEMA members.
Nice.
WEMA, Women in Music and Arts, Women and Men in Music and Arts now.
Yes,
and
Susan McKinney.
yes,
How did you get included? How did you do that?
Me? Not me.
You know why? Because there's so many men now that have joined that we have to include them.
Oh,
yes.
nice.
And if you just go to WEMA Foundation, that's WIMA Foundation.org, you can find out more about WEMA and become a member for just $35 a year. Folks, it is very reasonable. And then every month we have an event. In fact, this Saturday, I'd love to invite you to come to the event and meet Susan and talk with her about this self-defense. And in fact, this is going to be a part of our Stay Fit and Fabulous Forever program that we're going to be doing on TV, which we already started filming for.
Oh, great.
So yes, we'll get you involved in that. And of course, Mari, we want to get you involved too because
Absolutely.
part of being fit and fabulous forever is that, we take care of the whole entire self. That's
does.
not
It
just the
starts within.
physical appearance, it's the inside, it's the inner parts of us. It's how we eat, it's how we take care of ourselves, it's how we have a connection with ourselves and our higher being, whatever that may be for everybody.
But stay away from the fettuccine.
No, you can't stay away totally. But if you do everything in moderation,
Yes.
then you won't gain 20 pounds like I did this last year.
Like I said, stay
But
away from
it's just
fettuccine.
hard.
He's
It's
the
hard to
fettuccine
do it in
man.
moderation with Chef Michael. I got to tell you,
Aaron
because
Phillips.
even Lisa Grasso,
the
who has a
Grassos. The
beautiful, beautiful figure, and she says, Michael, every time after I come and eat a meal over at your house for one of the events, they came over on Sunday night. We had a big dinner. She goes, for the next 3 days, I'm eating popcorn for dinner, because it's so much food that you give us.
Aaron
do.
Phillips is also in martial arts, and I went to see
is.
him last week, and he did a marvelous job.
Oh,
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Phillips is about 6'3", weighs about 285 pounds,
and he's all muscle.
all muscle, and the guy's doing a pole dance. The guy's doing a pole dance.
A pole dance.
I couldn't believe in a
No,
jock
no,
strap.
no.
Swear to God. And what happened was he shows how he takes the pole, takes the pole
Disassembles
apart,
it, yes.
and he goes into nunchucks.
Yeah.
And this is what he does. And right now, I
Michael,
got Chuck
I'm gonna
Norris on the
chuck
phone.
you right out the
I have to
store
put it back.
if
I'm
you
on the
don't
air.
turn this off.
Yeah, Chuck Norris is on the air right now. Sorry, Chuck.
And I got to tell you, we just went right through our break. But
No,
that's
we
okay.
didn't.
Yes, we did.
How
yes,
exciting.
Yes, we did. But that's okay because we're going to have a big break at the half hour because Ricky Cash and Aaron Phillips are going to give us their unwrapped treasures.
Yes. Ooh.
Reveal them to us, yes. And so, but right now,
You want me to sing a song?
I want you to sing a song.
Okay, I'd like everybody to know that Aaron Phillips and Ricky Cash were the Hair Club
John,
president for men.
are you looking at us beautiful girls over
Look
here?
how
Okay,
beautiful
good.
these girls
It looks
are.
like you're just focusing on
No,
these guys
no.
over there. I just want to make sure you have a wide angle on that.
You know, I can't
for
wait.
all of us over here.
I can't wait till we go to TV.
No, that was
Sandy.
not in reference to you guys.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
just-
that was
that's
just
not
so that
nice,
we could
Sandy.
get
That-
all
you
of
hurt
us.
their feelings.
Oh my
You hurt their
gosh, you
feelings.
guys!
No, we're going
What song are you going to sing for us?
I'm going to
Chef
sing
Michael?
Ava Nagila
A Jellaluna met
with
somebody, Mamma Mia,
Yiddish Mama,
Marida.
and I don't know what I sing. Let me think. The days of wine and
Okay,
roses.
time's up. Next.
Wait a minute. I was singing so
Ricky?
nice. What
Ricky,
happened?
would you like to sing a song?
Show you what.
I'm just joining in and
Come on,
having fun.
if I was a rich man.
Ay, ay, ay. Wait,
Miserable
wait.
son of a.
All day long I
Yiddle, yiddle,
Oh, sing it, buddy.
wealthy man
Oh,
wouldn't have to work hard. Okay, that's it.
That's enough.
Would you like to sing? All right, it's your turn now. What would you like to sing?
I don't sing.
Oh, come on, you can
Neither
sing
do I.
something.
Neither do I.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright.
And gay.
Oh, and bright.
That
I
was
thought it
John Styles.
And gay- oh, that was John
that's what I'm
Styles
talking
singing.
about.
All right, so enough of this. I mean,
I wonder how many more people he can offend this morning.
look at
Oh, that's real nice. That's real nice.
you guys didn't even sit each other. You didn't do the boy girl boy girl.
You know
thing
why
today.
we
I'm
didn't?
surprised.
Sandy,
Why?
honestly and truthfully,
Why? You wanted to.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because
Why?
everybody can see. What time does this be posted, John?
2:35.
11:30? No. By 3 o'clock this afternoon, you can go on YouTube and always put Sandy Kastel and Friends and then the date.
Make sure you put Sandy Kastel.
Right, and Friends.
Yes.
Right, Sandy Kastel and Friends. Somebody put
With
Sandy
Chef
Leonetti.
Michael.
They said, who's that? Sandy Kastel and Friends. And because you know what's funny? I went to go eat and they said, Mr. Kastel, I want to thank you. Oh, right, I said. You got to be kidding me.
I told him he should change his name, right? Why not?
I might have
you
better
know?
luck. You never know. You know what I mean? So anyway, the reason why I said this way, because number one, Sandy, you are the most prettiest woman I've ever met in my entire
Oh, come
life.
on. You got two other
No.
gorgeous women in here. You don't have to say that just to make me feel good.
Well, it's-
I'm looking at this book
can't say a
here.
word.
It's called Change
I got blown right out of the water.
Change Your Layers, Change Your Life. Well,
I
he
don't need this
embarrasses
crap.
me when he starts talking about that. It says solving the inner and outer chaos of your life. I can't imagine having chaos in my life.
No,
anyway, I
not with
sit with it
Michael.
every day. An enlightened approach to self-awareness by Mari Rose. Mari, is this the first? This isn't the first book you wrote.
This
is
is
it?
my first book.
It's your first book?
Yes, it is.
It's interesting, but I love this. I have a song that goes, What is it about?
That's good, honey.
It's
That's
unpeeling. It's about unpeeling an onion too. It's really funny, But anyway, I have seen that for you later. Change your layers, change your life. Now, tell us a little bit about this, Mara, and tell us what the inspiration is behind it.
Well, I'm a life intuitive, and I help you transition through life changes.
What is a life intuitive for those of us who don't know?
Absolutely. Well, I hate to use the word psychic, but that's what I do.
Oh.
Because I can't predict. Michael.
I'm only doing that because there's the psychics out there that really do not know about what they're talking about. Excuse me.
And that's why I
Right.
like to use a life intuitive, because it's
Thank
such a
you.
softer term.
Thank you.
And it's kind of the newer term that we're using. And it's also, it helps, I don't also predict the future, but I also help you with transitional changes. And I also help you with
Transitional changes.
Yeah, transitional changes.
You better watch it, Michael.
We got to talk after the show, Miss Rose. Me and you.
Now, I have a question for you, though, Mari. Okay, I understand that when we're children, we are like open, totally
Absolutely.
open.
Absolutely.
Okay, children walk around and they say, I have my little friends. And they say, well, I have my little friends. And the parents go, oh, don't talk about that. No, it's not really, your friend. It's an invisible, imaginary friend. But, they say that children are totally like an open channel when they're younger.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
And then as we get older, as we grow, we're told, don't talk about that. Don't talk about it, or it's not true. It's not, and yet, so they start shutting off. They start shutting down those abilities.
It does happen around age maybe 5 or 7 years old, because that's when we come into the physical more so, and our ego starts taking hold, which means that we're now working. I can now manifest. I can build. I can create friends, and then we come into that ego sense, that heaviness of our bodies. I was very privileged, although all my family is very spiritual. We're very connected to our inner self. My mother was a very spiritual woman, and she taught us that it was okay to have these gifts, and it was all right to be able to have imaginary friends. It's okay to be who we were, and the acceptance of that.
So the people that have gone on to share these talents and to develop them and to hone them, actually, kept that with them, and kept that opening with them, and that channel or the path or whatever.
Right. Yeah, no, not necessarily. I think I shut it off when I was about teen.
You did shut it off?
I shut it off because people would make fun of you. It's like, I didn't say that, or I didn't. Why are you telling me this? This is so strange.
If you would pick up on something.
But we're all here, and we all have those gifts. We just shut them down.
Can you tell what Michael's thinking right now?
I can, but I don't want to. I don't want to say anything.
I know it's
think
very
it'd be
scary, isn't it? I don't know.
He's doing something with the fettuccine.
Wow. I'm just going to say as well. See, this is the reason why that we got to go. It's funny. We're going
This is why we're sitting the girls on this side, the guys on
television
this
for that reason. Me and Sandy said there's no program like this. You could come into a radio show like this, okay, and have fun. I mean,
Absolutely.
And I said, Sandy, there's no audience. We got our cameraman and we have our engineer, and we're sitting down in a little 5x7 cell, and cubicle. And what we're doing here is we're talking and having a good time.
Yes.
So if you can have this kind of fun inside of a little studio, you imagine shooting a show. That's the reason why Sandy and I go into television, because we want to branch out to really, like you'd be a perfect person to interview. That's why tonight you got to come to Siena, because see these two guys, they have a thing called Vegas Unwrapped. #1 internet show in Las Vegas.
#1.
Almost 100,000 viewers.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable. And if you come tonight, he interviews you live.
Oh,
which is phenomenal.
Okay.
So, and that goes for our guest right here.
Yes.
So it would behoove you to get in your car, take your husband, and come over and be interviewed by these two fun, bald-headed
the
guys.
The challenge here, Michael, is, and we've talked about this, how a lot of different talk radio shows can be kind of monotonous. Okay, our shows are not monotonous, that's for sure. We keep you alive and interested, but also when you're talking about some of the spiritual stuff, like you can tell, her tone of voice is very soothing and calm. And there's different levels that we have in our lives. One of them is our outer world that we're out, like entertainers. I'm an entertainer, okay, but I also have time when I go and I take my time. I have to go away from everything else and go into my room and do a little meditation, or have that quiet time, whatever that may be for you, because everybody does it in different ways.
Absolutely, and that's
a balance.
And it is, and then that is what I advocate on a regular basis. I mean, whenever I give to myself first, I was brought up in a very religious family, and within that, it's like you have to share. There's 8 of us, and you have to share half your food, half your clothing. It was to something that was, how selfish could you be?
That's right.
And that's how we were all brought up. Most of us were brought up, and it's taken me this long to say, yes, it comes. If I'm first to be able to take care of myself, emotionally, physically, so that way I can give to other people.
Well,
so I can be open and give love and be able to express.
Because you have to nourish yourself first.
Absolutely.
You have to fill up the well before you can give to anybody else.
Absolutely.
And when I'm serious.
It is.
What did I say? I didn't say nothing. I'm sitting here minding my own business.
And
Ex-Nate, Michael.
And you know what? It's very true, because a couple of weeks ago, Michael and I were going. We were going every single minute of every single day. We had something booked, every book. But at the end of the day, it was like, we're just knocked out, because we had to take like a day off, and just all we did was really just veg and relax and turn off the phones, even though I had to help him turn off the phone. But we had to turn off the phones, turn off the TVs, turn off the music, turn off everything, and just hang out by the pool, cook a little something to eat, relax, and just take that time to replenish, because it's very important. That's why exercise, your spiritual life is so important. And also, of course, what you're doing, your emotional level.
Absolutely.
And, of course, especially a lot of people in this room, everybody in this room is giving back in one way or another. Okay? You're giving back to the community. Ricky and Aaron, they do a lot with community service. They're out there supporting other nonprofit organizations. Michael and I do a lot with WEMA, and all of our people that are members, and our friends and family and fans. And of course, you're doing something to help people, help them defend themselves. So, also, when you're doing things to help other people, you still have to maintain that you are taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself.
Absolutely. And this is what this book's about. It's about really connecting to our inner self, the values that we have. It's about releasing the values that we have on the perceptions that we have built around us.
Do you have some tools in here that you can give us?
Absolutely.
Okay, what's a tool that you can give Chef Michael?
A hammer.
And me.
I've also written it according to seasonal changes and emotional makeup to go with that. So and it's a 4-step process, and it's a very simple process. So if you go through the seasons also affect our physical bodies.
Yes.
And so if we're in the winter,
spring of life, the fall of life, the winter.
Right.
Yes.
And during the winter
Sinatra sang about those,
They did.
When I was 17. He's actually talking about the different times of his life.
This also goes back centuries and centuries, because you have our parents that would collect parties and create, festivals and get
to celebrate those.
To celebrate the winter months, because it's lonely and sad, and you come over someone's house and you celebrate, because it's something that the parents innately knew about how we reacted and emotionally connected to that season.
Right.
So we created a happiness within our environment in the cold winter months.
Right.
And that's kind of the same thing that this book is written.
It's funny that you say that.
People find out about your book. Go ahead.
About the seasons. It was years ago, way before I met Sandy. Folks out there, I was in Reno, Nevada.
The dark side. This
was a dark side of my life, and it was 2:00 in the morning, and I picked up the phone and I called the bell captain. I said, "Send me a girl up here. I got to have somebody." I was in my 20s, and sure enough, the doorbell rang, and I opened up the door, and there was a woman with all white hair. She said, "You called?" I said, "Oh, madam, I'm so sorry." I says, "I think you got the wrong room." She had to be 80 years old, but she looked good. She said, "Look, sir, there might be winter on my head, but there's summer in my heart." I said, "Wait a minute, what did you just say?" She said, "There's winter on my head, but there's summer in my heart." Well, by the seasons, I said, well, come on in. So she sits on down, and she sits on the bed, and then we get a drink, and before you know it, I'm hugging, I'm kissing. I said, wait a minute, lady. You might have winter on your head and summer in your heart, but if you don't get any spring in your ass, we'll be here to fall.
If you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. And of course, with Chef Michael, you never know what to expect.
Oh my God.
We're going to be right back after a message from our sponsors with our special guest today.
This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. Oh my gosh, you are so hysterical. You know, first of all, we have Ricky Cash and Aaron Phillips here of Vegas Unwrapped, and they are going to share with us their special hidden treasures.
She got it right all morning until right there. Did you notice that?
Hidden, unwrapped treasures.
We're gonna unwrap them.
I keep saying hidden. All right. Well,
That's okay.
I guess somewhere in another lifetime on our parallel universe, it's called hidden treasures.
There you go. That's fine.
Unwrapped
It's all
treasures.
good. It's all good. All right. Good morning, everybody. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash sitting next to me. I'm going to get started, Mr. Cash.
Go for it. No, I like it.
Before Vegas Unwrapped this week, if you want to get a little toasted, go to the Thursday pub crawl, which kicks off at 7 p.m. this Thursday down at Hennessy's Tavern on Fremont Street. Get this, $60, half price food for only $20. The pub crawl takes you to greatest places downtown like Hennessy's, Gold Spike Bar, Hogs and Heifers, the Sidebar, Mickey Finn's, and of course, the Las Vegas Country Saloon. For more information, to RSVP as well, 702-382-4421. We'll get you all the information you need.
Amazing. After I tell you about this, people,
I know why you wanted to do that one.
Yeah, because people are going to miss Vegas Unwrapped. They're going to have
All
to
right.
catch it on the podcast.
Thank God for podcasts.
Because there's an evening of sassy
And
and
YouTube.
sexy romance with Tara Lynn Childs and Crystal Perkins. It's going to be Thursday night at 7 o'clock at the Jewel Box Theater, Clark County Library, 1401 East Flamingo. Join two local romance authors for a night of fun and games to celebrate their latest release. Tara Lynn Childs and Crystal Perkins will discuss the sassy heroines and sexy men of their book series, as well as talking about the writing process and what inspired them to write romance novels. There will be games and prizes.
Twister?
And you can and you can purchase copies of Child's City Chicks series and Perkins, the Griffin Brothers series to be signed.
And when you're done with that and you're cooled off, the next day, the 19th, noon to 1 p.m. is the Downtown Cultural Series concert, the New Jazz Standard. It's free and it's open to the public. Located that's going to be held at the Lloyd D. George Federal Courthouse, 333 Las Vegas Boulevard North. The New Jazz Standard presents jazz with a twist. New Jazz Standard is known for its unique arrangements of old jazz standards along with original compositions that follow in the footsteps of jazz greats like Benny Green and Kenny Barron. It's right up your alley.
Well, you know, they're naming all these buildings after people we don't know.
Well,
we better find out about them. Well, you want to get a little intellectual on Friday night to get away from all this hot jazz, all right?
And sexy stuff.
You bet.
Yeah.
Go, he wanted that one.
Go to the Poets Corner. You've got to be 17 plus. Hosted by Keith Brantley. It's free. It's open to the public. West Las Vegas Arts Community Center, 947 West Lake Mead Boulevard. This is a monthly forum for established poets and open mic participants featuring the best local poetry talent. Call 702-229-4800 for more information or visit www.artistslasvegas.org. You know, Michael might be good down there because it's
absolutely.
because it's
Poets?
open mic.
Yeah, but poets.
All right.
I was giving you a compliment, Mike.
I'm not saying a word.
These guys are how's that bus feel going over your back?
Well,
So, Aaron, what were you going to
next,
say?
last one I have, Wine Walk at Town Square, Saturday, September 20th from 7 to 10 p.m. down at Town Square, 6605 South Las Vegas Boulevard. Of course, admission is $25 in advance, $30 at the door. You can join us for the Wine Walk at Town Square on Saturday, sponsored by Southern Wine and Spirits and Lee's, but this is in the evening after the WEEM event, so it's okay. Tickets are $25 in advance through newvistanv.org and include your wine glass, sampling ticket, and wine. The wine walk begins at 7 and concludes at 10, so you can go down and wine a little bit. Not for Jewish women. They wine all the time.
Okay, my last one. You're going to love this one. An afternoon with Todd Goldberg.
Yeah, baby.
Gangsterland, a hitman turned rabbi, and a Las Vegas cemetery. I swear, I can't make this stuff
I
up.
only imagine
gosh.
how they're joined.
Author Todd Goldberg talks about his new book, Gangsterland, and signs copies in a reception afterwards. Perhaps one of the best mafia novels in years. Gangsterland is a dark, funny, and smart page-turning crime story in which a former hitman, hiding out as a Las Vegas rabbi who isn't quite done with the mafia as he wanted to be.
Think Sister Act, only a little differently.
Yeah, something along
Whoopi
those
Goldberg.
lines.
So that does it for Unwrapped Treasures for us.
That's too
on
much.
this week's show of Sandy Kastel with Chef Michael.
I like Sister Act. Yeah, you got to invite some of those poets on the show.
Absolutely.
How about a spiritual person?
Absolutely. We love it. I have
They
questions
have
for
the
you.
spiritual
Oh, I
corner.
have tons.
So Jessica Mesley is here with our self-empowered. She says, "Be self-empowered." Now, is there a name of this company, or is it just
Well,
what?
the company is Be Self-Empowered Self-Defense.
That is the name of the
Yes,
company. Okay,
yes.
Be Self-Empowered Self-Defense. Okay. And actually, they have a website called BeSelfEmpowered.com. And tell us a little bit about this and tell us how you got involved in this.
Well, a few years ago, somebody
Being a
came-
young new mother.
I know, so exciting. Well, a few years ago, I was a TV personality doing all this stuff, and some woman came up to me. She goes, "We're auditioning for the actor, this, and that." I was like, "Oh, I'm interested," because I've always integrated to be trained. You never know where you're going to be needed. Just like
They
insurance.
auditioned you.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did, and I did the hosting, the acting, and I just fell in love with it. And I did back off the project for certain reasons, but Keith Hale, the
Having a
instructor-
2-year-old at home might be some of those reasons.
yeah.
Yes.
So Keith Hale came to me a year later and he goes, "I want to start the project again. There's nothing in it for both of us now." I go, "I don't care. I want to be involved." And we've been in the project, and he's inspired, his love for teaching our women. It's unacceptable. I mean, he is just incredible, and that's the reason I came aboard with it, to teach other everyday women.
That's good. It says our mission is to improve self-confidence, awareness, knowledge, and to ensure one less victim.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I know that a lot about self-defense is actually letting the force of somebody coming at you, kind of using their own force, let them, like getting out of their way.
Yeah.
A lot of it's getting out of their way. So that as they're coming at you, they kind of, stumble and fall as they're coming at you because you're just getting out of their way, right?
Yes, well, one of the things it teaches is touch and react, and manipulation of the body. So he'll be training you not just through physical, but through the manipulation of the body, that anybody could be 150 pounds to 450 pounds, and it's still going to have the same effect.
Oh, that's
so
good.
it's very important to have that knowledge, not just to go do the warm-ups, the exercise, and the techniques, but to have a knowledge what you're learning. So it's completely different from what he's teaching, because he has over 35 years of martial arts experience. I don't have martial arts experience,
Right.
but I do have the self-defense.
And where are they teaching this at?
Well, we're located, actually our studio is getting remodeled right now, so I'm very, very excited. Right here I'm down Flamingo, but if they go to our website, they'll have the address. We have private lessons, and we also
Okay.
do group lessons. We're very compatible with our prices, so we want to make sure they call us to make sure we can customize the package for them.
Where do they call you?
Oh, they will call it at 855-396-3809. 855-396-3809.
Okay, and then also you can go to the website. That's beselfempowered.com.
Yes.
Or they can send you an email
Yes.
at info@beselfempowered.com.
You know,
to
when I
find out more
met Sandy,
information.
she
Yes.
was very in tune with martial arts. So we go out for dinner. Could I tell the story or no?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, no, it's
I'm not sure.
and we go out, and you know how guys, and I looked at her. I said, "Oh my God, I just
right.
want to kiss this girl. She's so beautiful." Well, anyway,
She is.
So anyway, we get up and from the table, and she says, and we start talking about martial arts. Now I was a professional fighter. I was a boxer years ago. She says, "Well, boxing and martial." Well, anyway, make a long story short. So she says, "Let me show you something." So anyway, I get up, and she's put your arms around me. I said, "Oh yeah, this is what I've been waiting for." So I put my arms around her, and she made a move to move my hand. I said, "Well, that's pretty good." And then all of a sudden, I said, "This is great." Well, anyway, when I went home, my wallet was gone. and every one of my credit cards disappeared. And
then
she
you fell
showed
in
me the
love.
martial art of how
unfortunately,
to
there
pick your
wasn't very
pocket.
much on those
and
credit
all of a
cards, so it
sudden, the
didn't do any
back
good.
said overdrawn. No, I'm only teasing you. That's just a joke. I don't know why. This is useless crap in my head. I'm
It
sorry.
is useless
You need to
crap.
release
I gotta
it.
tell you.
I know. If I was on Jeopardy, I would say, Alex Treves, I'll take useless crap for $200.
So, Jessica, have you ever had an experience where you had to use this?
No, and I'm glad
Very
I haven't.
fortunate you haven't.
Very fortunate. And,
Yeah.
you know, just like I was explaining to Mari here, it's just like when we pay insurance. We don't know when something's going to happen. But just to have this type of knowledge, you never know when you're going to use it.
And it makes you feel more confident.
You know what? And ever since I took it, I feel different. I'm aware. And it's a natural instinct that you get. And it's so different because I was telling my instructor, Keith Hale, I was like, I'm 5 feet. You want me to take him down? He's 300 pounds.
Right.
But as I start learning, I actually, when we were doing production, I dislocated his thumb. But the thing is this, I just felt, but you know what? I felt that he was holding back. He was like trying to prove a point. And I just like, I'm empowered. I can do this. And actually I did. And I just did my flips and it was gone. It was like awesome.
Was that quick?
Yeah, it was because, you know, you only got a short period of time to
That's
get
right.
away.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
right.
and this is not a joke. I mean,
The guys
I'm not feeling safe all of a sudden over here. So.
no, I mean,
Yeah, but it's only
this
if
is,
you're trying to attack her.
this is a serious matter, though. You
No,
know,
it's a very serious matter.
Our everyday women are suffering.
Well, and not only women, but men also.
Yes,
you know,
we are
this is-
going to end up doing one
Right.
for our men and children, the elderly, and I mean, we're going to touch everybody.
Well, I
but
know-
right now, our focus is our everyday women because not just the inside, but the outside.
A lot of it is, like you said, being confident and having that
It's
understanding,
incredible.
having that knowledge and those tools in your kit that you need as you're walking around. And any city, I mean, I've traveled all over, I mean, not all over the world, but I've traveled to a lot of cities in the country and a lot of cities around the world. And sometimes I found myself in some situations where, you know, it was a little scary. And I think when you're, you know, being out there, a single woman or just an independent person, even if you're out late at night in anywhere, you don't know where something can happen. Somebody can walk up right behind you, like you said. Somebody can come up and your wallet is gone, you know, and it's
Tell me
very
about
sleight
it.
of hand.
Did it
you
many
know.
times.
And yeah, right. But seriously,
Well, the
I'm
biggest
glad
thing we
that they're
try to
doing
teach
this.
is the touch and react. To prevent you to go to the next level. You know, the
Yes,
moment somebody,
exactly.
you know, that touch, and a lot of people make jokes about it, and it really bothers me when it comes down. It's like, oh, so if I grab you right now, it's like, look, it's not a joke. You seriously, if people think it's not going to happen to me.
Well, it's just like a boxer or somebody
Yeah.
that knows jiu-jitsu and knows
Yeah.
some of these. If they use their hands or they use this against somebody, you know, in the wrong way too, they can also, you know.
But it's not a sport. You know,
no,
it's
no,
not
I
something.
mean, no, that's what I mean. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not a sport. It's not a test. It's not something
No,
like
it's
that.
not.
You're using it when you need it.
Yes.
You know, not to be
Not to show off,
not
not
to be
to-
funny,
yes.
but I agree with you.
Please.
There was a girl that I knew.
Aye, here we go.
and
truth comes
she
out.
Had,
Now we
she
know.
had the
Listen.
greatest deterrent I've ever seen. Incredible. She had a guy, you know, that attacked her.
Oh my gosh.
And I says, what are you going to do to stop that? I said, did you have a gun? Do you have a razor? Do you have mace? Do you have a horn? She pulled out a marriage certificate. This guy ran so fast. So I stress everybody out there, all you women, pull out a marriage certificate, and these guys will run.
Is that what happened to you the other day?
No, signed the prenup,
That was
honey.
a
and we
prenup.
can-
Yeah,
we can
prenup
tie-
might. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I've had my experience with prenups.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
like they
too.
really matter.
I wanna
Anyway,
say
you still
thank
got to
you.
fight for them.
Thank you very much for inviting me to your radio show.
Yes,
to
thank
share
you,
this
Jessica, for being
with
here,
our viewers.
and to Keith Hale for doing all this. And again, contact Be Self-Empowered Self-Defense. Our mission is to improve self-confidence, awareness, knowledge, and to ensure one less victim.
Yes, ma'am.
If it can help one person out there, it's worth it.
You know,
Yes, it
Sandy,
is.
on our television show, she would be ideal to come on, her and Susan, to do a couple, like a segment.
And I think yes, we have some people that they could do it on too. you guys would volunteer, right?
That's what I thought.
So Mari, tell us a little bit now. Tell us where people can find your book, and tell us about some of your next book signings, because they're coming up really soon.
They are. I am on Amazon, and then you can go to changeyourlayers.changeyourlife.com, or either email me or call me at mari-rose.com, or my number is 702-807-6495. The next event that I'll be doing a book signing would be tomorrow at the Badlands Golf Club, which is off of Alta, and that's at 7 o'clock, and that's with the Cosmopolitan Connection. And then on Saturday, I have Organically Grown, and that would be from 12 to about 3. And then the following week, on the 27th, I'll be at the Grape Street, and he's being really gracious, and he's offering 20% discount, a discount coupon
on the book.
Discount on foods.
Oh, that's great.
And so please come come buy a book, and I'll give you a coupon. And he's just being really nice. And then on the 11th, at Herbally Grounded, October, and that's October. They are also offering 25% off on some formulas that they have for themselves.
Herbally Grounded,
yes. Then that's off of Decatur and Charleston. So I'm constantly trying to connect with book signings, and I do lectures, and I help people understand consciousness. That's my path.
Do you get together with groups of people?
Absolutely. The first one that I did last week was I did a lecture, and I talked about spirituality and consciousness, and how we connected. And then from then I went into readings, because I opened it up to psychic readings, and I did 2 or 3, 4 people, and then I did a book signing. And I think that's just my way to give back, for people to understand how beautiful and gorgeous they are inside.
It says this book is written to help understand how consciousness works, by redisciplining the mind to experience a new perception and see anything less than love. The message in Change Your Layers, Change Your Life will stick with you. The tools will allow the emotional body to create the space for something new, a rebirth on the emotional level. Yes. I like that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you for being on the show today. And again, that website is Mari, that's MARI-Rose.com. And also her website is changeyourlayers.changeyourlife.com. And the phone number to call her if you want to book her for any kind of group gets together,
and
or
also
private.
in private sessions. I do have 1 hour. If what I'm offering for October is a private session. If you call me, I do only phone readings. But if you call for a 1 hour session, then I give you a book free. So but you has to be booked by the 15th of October. And that's an added plus.
Okay, so
I really do feel that this book needs to be
by
out
October the 15th.
Right. Yes, correct. But I will be doing it through October.
Through October. Okay.
Through October.
And so you can call 702-807-6495. That's 702-807-6495. Thank you so much, Mari, for being a guest on our show today.
Thank you.
And Aaron Phillips and Ricky Cash. Now, I just got to ask again, Aaron. We didn't get a chance to ask you this last time, but I talked to Ricky a little bit.
Okay.
I want to know how it came to be that. He told us how you guys got together on the show, but for you, what was the impetus to put this together?
Well, I was bitten by the bug of being on the radio for 2 years prior to starting Vegas Unwrapped. I did a sports show here in town, and Cash came up to me as we were wrapping production. He said, I want to do a show, and I didn't want to do sports, but I wanted to stay on the radio. I just got bitten by the bug. I had do a lot of community service communications and motivating, and I've spoken in front of 5 people to 5,000 people in my past through Kiwanis, and I said, well, let's develop a new concept. And it was just, I got bitten by the bug of being on the radio for 2 years, and the concept that we managed to put together has really been a blessing to stay on the radio doing something more relevant than just talking sports, which is our personal passion. But to do what we've done for 5.5 years with Vegas Unwrapped has really continued to light the fire, and we continue to grow with it. And that's really was the impetus of doing Vegas Unwrapped. Got bitten by the bug of being in front of this microphone, 7 years ago, and dare I say, without being cliche, the rest is history.
So if WEMA is all about empowering artists of all ages through education, mentoring, and scholarships. So if you were going to give one piece of advice to people starting out in this industry, what would it be?
Follow your passion. Just know that it's going to take some time. You can't do it overnight. You can read all the books in the world that you want, but until you employ those things that you've learned, to your own personality, that's when you make it your own, and that's when the passion starts. And I watched last week's show, and I heard his answer, and he's 100% correct. Be your own educator and teacher by reviewing the podcast. That's how we've learned for 7 years.
Yeah.
But follow your passion. That's the key thing. As long as you stay attuned, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying this. If you follow your passion and
You're picking up on vibes.
then you're going to win no matter what.
I think that's
Absolutely.
wonderful. I think that's wonderful. And I think all of you here are perfect examples of that, including you, Chef Michael.
Yeah.
Following
But
your
I do
passion.
have a recipe for you, Michael.
Uh-oh. You're going to get that
Texas
afterwards?
recipe.
You'll have to give
We
that
have
to him
time or no?
afterwards. Yeah.
You got 1 minute.
1 minute? Can you do it in 1 minute?
Oh, absolutely. This is a Texas girl recipe
Okay,
with
go.
mayonnaise. A little bit of 2 pieces of bread, a lot of mayonnaise, some cheese, tomatoes, and grill the sandwich.
Oh,
is
yeah.
yummy.
That sounds like my kind of sandwich. Listen, if you're just tuning in now to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael, you're too late. Anyway, you got to join us again tomorrow morning. But you can also join us tonight at the Siena's Italian Authentic Trattoria. We're all going to be there. You're going to be there. You're going to join us, hopefully. And we'll see you out there tonight. Call and make reservations, 702-360-3358. And we'll see you there tonight with Chef Michael, Jimmy Molador, Chad Michaels, Ricky and Aaron, and me.
Ronnie Rose.
And
Thank
more.
you. All right, thank you.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.